Bonjour. How you doing?
Hey Joe, how are
Hi.
you?
Hey Joe, great.
Hello.
Happy to be here with you.
Yeah, it's good to see you all too. And we're going to talk about a creation of yours that I think has been getting some making the rounds as a blog post, the data death cycle, appropriately named enough. But before we get started into that, how about you both introduce yourselves?
Sure.
So, hello, I can start. I'm Claire. So I'm currently a Chief Data and AI Officer at Miracle, and I have it's an important information for our discussion after. But I have nearly 20 years of experience in data and product area, so a lot of
Nice.
death
Oh,
in the past.
The
And hi,
Undertaker. Awesome.
on
Hey,
my side, I'm Yoann. I'm the head of data and co-founder of Himaya, which is a data and AI product consulting company. And yeah, former data scientist. I've passed a few devs on my side too, so I've switched on product and data side and switched back on both of them.
very interesting. Walk us through this. So you had an article that you wrote a few weeks ago, the data death cycle, and my friends were picking it up and talking about it. I would get messages from friends about it. I've had some friends write about it. But what is the data death cycle?
Uh, First of all, we are thinking a lot about how to create more impact and more value with data. And first, we thought with Johan that what could be the good starting point is to find and face the problem, and with our experience, try to crystallize with a concrete example what are the kind of root cause of all these POC, all these projects that didn't bring the expected value or that never went into production. So we have identified like five root cause, five traps we have described
Hmm.
in this article. And maybe Johan, you want to tell a bit more the audience about the five traps we are describing.
Yeah, so you it's actually a lot of trust that we've been falling into in the past few years as well. So we can start with we define the like what to say about the tech trap, which is really about focusing only on the technology first before thinking about what kind of problem we are solving for the end user. And I want to put Gen AI somewhere, so I will find a way to put Gen AI in my product, but I try to feed the technology in and not the other way around. Maybe another one would be the performance first trap, which is really about for a data science team, especially really focus about how do I optimize as much as possible my accuracy, and whatever score that I want to optimize. But actually, an AI or data product is not about optimizing an algorithm, and the value that you want to bring is not only about the performance of the algorithm, it's about the performance of the whole product that you are dealing with. So yeah, two of the five traps. I don't know if you want to go into the five of them, but
Yeah.
all of them are really linked to what we can call the data dev cycle, which is really about usually data and AI teams tend to define a solution in some way. I have an idea. I have the technology that I want to put in. I define it. So then I build it. I add a lot of data, new algorithms, and so on and so on to deliver what I think is an awesome solution. And then only to realize that the solution that we've built is not used by anyone. So we define a new one, and the cycle goes on and on again. And it's really hard to break free from this cycle if you don't really operate a whole mindset shift.
And take a step back, first of all.
Hmm. Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like I think there was it's well, so you sort of get yourself into this feedback loop where you want to do a project, you kick it off, it fails, so you keep doing the same thing again, hoping that you can get a different result. Is that sort of the cycle that you see a lot of data and AI teams get into.
Yeah, and we got inspired also by the product death cycle of David Blends that
Yeah, yeah.
describe also the same common pattern you have in all the overall digital area and in tech products. It's like you're building something with what you consider good for the user, without sometimes doing a prototype, a proof of value at the early stage, and without being sure it's of a real problem. Then you deliver it into production, and considering it's not used, it's not reaching the good market fit, you add more and more features. And so we got
Mm,
inspired by that, saying, okay, it's a similar but quite different pattern on data. It's like you define a solution, you think it's good. It's like when you go to the doctor, you define the medicine that is good without having doing the proper diagnosis, speaking with your patients, you giving in the medicine. Then after you realize it's not working, and the common pattern in the data field is we add more data or we change the algorithm, switching from, example, a basic machine learning algorithm to a more complex neuronal network, something like that. And you hope by leveraging the complexity or increasing the complexity of your algorithm or data solution, it will go better. No, it's
right.
even worse because it's more complex, and really, the only way to get out of this trap is to connect with the end user, to understand what are the critical points of the experience, not just the algorithm, but the overall product. It includes the experience, and in the experience, Johan talked about the value. It's not only the accuracy of the algorithm; it can be also the latency. With some computer vision algorithm, you have an answer in, I don't know, 10 seconds. And if you haven't designed the good user journey, considering the only possibilities to have wait 10 seconds, you can be sure that on a website or mobile app, you will have a drop. But you can build a smart user journey. The user can understand it's complex. He can do other tasks before getting the answers, and then it's good.
Mm,
So sometimes the answer is not even in the data quality or whatever, not even in the algorithm, but thinking the overall solution that is good and suits the user need and solve really, really this problem.
It's actually funny to see that, but what you talk about in the data dev cycle, which comes from the product dev cycle, it reminds us that there are a lot of mistakes that or challenges that product and engineering team had to face a few years ago, 5 or 10 years ago, and data and AI kind of have the same problems a few years later, but we seem to lack to get inspired from the best practices that now product and engineering team has developed. And so, yeah, kind of our goal here with this data dev cycle and the data and AI product mindset that we want to talk about after is really about how to apply those
mm,
product and best practices in engineering mindset in data and AI, because we all face the same traps. It's not the same buzzwords, but same
right.
root cause.
That's interesting. What are you hoping to get out of this? Like, there's, I think a lot of frameworks for describing how people can fail with data and AI, how they can win with it. How is this different than other frameworks that you've seen?
Uh, Maybe I will start by how is it similar? So what we hope of that. So what we hope really is not having people applying this framework as a tool. And what we hope it will make people see similar situation, and when they face this similar situation, say, maybe I'm falling into a trap,
Mm,
and reflect about what they are currently doing. And we got a lot inspired, as Johan was saying, on product practices or software engineering practices, but a lot also of lean approach. and the lean in the Toyota way approach
Right.
that says first find the problem, then face it, and after try to frame a common solution with all the people that are necessary to build it, and then after form, iterate, and with the PDCA approach, plan what the first test you are doing, do it, check if it's working, and act. You keep it, you drop it, you modify it. So it was really the thing to say, let's not reinvent, but let's see how it can fuel the community of data practitioner and how it can help them to bridge the gap with the other key people in needs to interact, to collaborate, to build really great product. And our conviction is for every companies, every organization, AI will be key tomorrow in their product. And we kind of strongly believe that there will not be product tomorrow that will not be able to integrate seamlessly AI in their product, whatever the product is. And so it will, the problem will not be the technology because we see it's accelerating in a way that is totally crazy, but it's really about people because people are the solution in to build great product.
It's really about people crafting together the same, the new kind of products, and basically all the problems that we tend to face on the technology side is not the real one, as Ankla said, and it's how do we foster better collaboration between you on digital products. It was between product and engineering and design, and now there's a fourth comer in the group, which is the data side, and
Yes.
the data side doesn't it's impossible to wait until we start to implement a solution to think about the data and AI constraints or possibilities. We have to think about it since the beginning, since the moment that we find the problem and the discovery phase in product works.
Awesome.
And maybe what is different? I think the main difference is we are not aiming to just target product people with a product framework or data people with a data framework, but trying to have something that is kind of agnostic vocabulary that make everyone can better collaborate together. Our first target into that, yeah, for sure, is data people. But to really craft impactful and valuable data and AI product, it requires a step from data people, a step
Hmm.
for product people, a step for engineering people, for design people. And so what we aim is that it can help them to be on the same level and better collaborate.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think it's especially as data and AI becomes, I think, front and center in most products, today and in the future. Yeah, it's super useful. So I think we've all seen the traps and the death spiral that you can get into with data. Um, yeah, it's not fun, but here we are. So, well, awesome. Yeah, I want to keep this a pretty short podcast. Just have a quick chat about it. I'm sure we'll have other discussions about some of the other ideas you guys are working on. But yeah, thanks for hopping on. I think it's good just to hear directly from you all about what I hope is going to be a key framework and a key way of thinking about not just ways to lose with data, but hopefully ways to win by avoiding this spiral. So thank you.
That's the goal.
More, more positive things will come in the next articles for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I'll talk about the data happiness cycle next or something. So awesome. Cool. All right. Well,
So,
yeah, have a good night. Bye-bye.
see you all.
Bye.